Next, let us look into what are the advantages and disadvantages of this divide and conquer technique. Not at all present, the key element, what you are searching for. If not at all present in an array, then return -9. These are greater numbers than the 4. Hence, they are placed on the Hello everyone. Myself, Chandana C, Faculty of Computer Science Department, Vidyashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So today we are in the Unit 2, Session 2 of the subject Design and Analysis of Algorithm. We are going to discuss regarding the topic brute force and exhaustive search. So under this, today we are going to discuss about the divide and conquer techniques. So using the divide and conquer technique, so which are the other algorithms we can solve. So for example, we are going to discuss about binary search, quick sort and merge sort comes under the divide and conquer technique. And we are also going to discuss regarding the general method of divide and conquer technique. Without much wasting time, let us discuss with the divide and conquer technique. So this divide and conquer technique is a method or algorithm design, so that is going to solve a problem by breaking into smaller sub problems. Okay, and also after divided into smaller sub problem, it's going to solve each sub problem recursively, and it's going to find the solutions for that sub problems. After finding solutions for those subproblems, it's going to combine the solutions of those subproblems to get the solutions to the main problem. So that is the final result for the main problem. Okay. So this is how the divide and conquer technique is going to apply. So then what are the general methods? So the divide and conquer techniques. So this strategy consists of 3 main steps, which are those divide. First thing, divide means it's going to divide the original problem into 2 or more smaller subproblems of the same type. Okay. After that, conquer. So that means it's going to solve the subproblems, finding the solutions to the subproblems recursively. So if a subproblem is small enough, then solve it directly. Okay. After getting a solutions to a subproblems, then we have the last step, that is combine. Okay. So that means merge the solutions of the subproblem to obtain the solutions to the original problem. So okay, so this is the main method we are using under the divide and conquer technique. Next we have here the general algorithm for the divide and conquer. So what they are going to tell, divide and conquer, we need to define the problem, which type of problem it is. If problem is small enough, then solve it directly. Okay, no need to divide it. Otherwise, we need to divide the problem into sub-problems. So how we can take, so if this is my n problem size n, okay. So that means size n. By dividing this n into subproblem 1 and subproblem 2. Okay. So this main n size problem is divided into 2 problems, subproblems. Okay. For this subproblem, I am finding the result, finding the solution for subproblem 1. Okay. Here also I am finding the solution for subproblem 2. So after finding the solutions of both the subproblems, here I am combining these two. Okay, combine these two to get the solution for original problem. So this is how this divide and conquer works. See here, divide the problem into smaller problems, then solve each sub-problems recursively. That means finding the solution for each sub-problem 1 and sub-problem 2. After finding, then combine the solution to get the solution for the original problem. Okay, so this is how the divide and conquer technique works. Next, let us look into what are the advantages and disadvantages of this divide and conquer technique. So, what are the advantages? So, it is going to reduces the complexities. So, for a large problems. So, which type of problems it's going to solve? For the large problems, it is going to reduce the complexity. So, that means it may be a time and space complexity. Then, efficient for many sorting and searching algorithms. For the different searching and sorting algorithms like merge sort, binary search. So we can apply this divide and conquer technique. It is easy to implement using the recursion. So recursively we can call the function and we can find the solution, okay, by calling recursively the method. Next, it can be executed in parallel for better performance. As we are dividing the main problem into two sub-problems, yes, we can parallelly solve the problem. Okay, we can get the solutions. Next, what are the disadvantages then? So, recursive call, as we are using the recursive function, so this recursive call may leads to a increase in memory usage. Okay, then combining the sub-problem solution, it may cost little more. Okay, then not suitable for every problem. It's not suitable for each and every problem. Only a certain searching and sorting algorithms are going to use this divide and conquer technique. Okay, so this is about the advantages and disadvantages of divide and conquer technique. So next, we are going to study about where we can apply this divide and conquer technique. As I said, we can use it in binary search, merge sort, as well as in the quick sort algorithms. Okay. Then what will be the time complexity of divide and conquer? So it is as we are using the recurrence function here or recursively calling method. Hence the time complexity is denoted by this expression, that is T of n equals to A into T of n by B plus F of n. So what does this A stands for? It stands for the number of sub-problems. Then what about this T of n by B? So this n by b tells the size of each sub-problem. And at last we have f of n. So this is going to tell the time required for the divide and combining the sub-problems. Okay. So by using these expressions, we are going to denote the time complexity for divide and conquer method. Next, we have a binary search. So this is going to use the divide and conquer technique. So how we are going to use in this binary search? So it is an efficient algorithm. It is used to find the position of an element, that is target element, in a sorted list. For the binary search, we need to enter the sorted list only. Okay, whether it is maybe in a increasing or decreasing order. Okay. So, in a sorted array or a list, it is works on the base of divide and conquer principle. It works on the base of divide and conquer principle. Which one? Binary search. So, binary search is also a efficient algorithm where it is going to find the position of an element in an sorted array. Okay. Next, how this binary search is going to work? First thing, start with the 2 pointers, that is low and high. So low is initialized to 0, whereas high is pointed to n minus 1 because we are taking n number of array elements. That's why. Then find the middle index by applying the formula mid equals to low plus high divided by 2. Okay. Then compare this array of mid with the target element. So if that is equal to the target, then we can tell the element found in the position 1, like that. So if it is not, if that array of mid is less than the target, then search in the right half. That means you need to set low equals to mid plus 1. If the array of mid is less than the target value, then search in the right half and you need to set that low equals to mid plus 1. If that array of mid value is greater than, okay, the target value, then I need to search in the left half. Then I need to set that high to the mid minus 1. So repeat this until low is greater than high. Okay, the value of low should be greater than high. We need to repeat these steps to find the position of an element in an array. So let us have a look into a simple example. Here I have taken an array 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 and 35. Okay, so the array index starts from 0. So now the low is 0. See here, you can observe here in the step 1, low equals to 0, where high is equal to 6. That is the index, high index number. Okay, now how I need to calculate the mid? So applying the formula, low plus high divided by 2. So what is the low value? That is 0 plus 6 divided by 2. That is 3. So I got here the mid value as 3. Then array of 3 equals to 20. So here my key value is 25. I need to search for 25 in an array, given array. Okay. So what I found in the array of 3, I found 20. But 20 is not equal to 25, right? So here I need to search the array of mid, that is A of 3, which value it contains? 20. 20 is lesser than 25. What I should do? I need to search in the right of the array. So in the right of the array. So hence set low equals to mid plus 1. So what is the mid value I got? 3. So 3 plus 1 equals 4. Now I set the low value as 4. Then what will be the high value? It will be 6 only. Now 4 plus 6, low plus high divided by 2. So what is the value? 10 divided by is equal to 5. Now the mid value is 5. So what is the value present in the array of 5? That is 30. So 30 is greater than 25, right? So hence search in the left and search in the left and set the high value is equal to mid minus 1. So what is the mid value I got? I got mid value as a 5 in the last iteration. So now 5 minus 1, that is equal to 4. So what is the mid value now? It is equal to 4. Then search with the array of 4. Okay, array of 4 is which value it holds? That is 25. Now I got 25 equals to 25. Yes, I found at the index 4. So I got the key value 25 at the index 4. So this is how the binary search works. Understood? Okay. Now what will be the time complexity for the binary search? In the best case, if it is found at the middle position, when it divides the given array into 2, if the element which we are searching, that key element or a search element, if we find in the middle one, then we can say it's a best case. Hence we can denote it as big O of 1. That means it took only one iteration, right? If it is in the average or a worst case, then we can say the time complexity will be big O of log n. Okay, so this is how we are going to find or search an element using a binary search element. So which uses the divide and conquer technique. So next we have the algorithm for binary search. So how we can write the algorithm? As we said, we need to begin with the keyword algorithm, then the name of the algorithm, that is binary search, and what are the elements or we are taking here. We should be representing as a parameters, that is array, then n number of elements and key. Okay. Then what is the input we are giving? That is array. That is sorted array of n elements. Then one key element we are taking, that's to be searched, right? Then output. So the position of the key. Okay. If found, that should be written in the output. Otherwise, it's going to return -1. So initially we need to set low equals to 0 and high equals to n minus 1. If it is low is less than or equal to high, then what we should do? We should calculate the mid value by evaluating low plus high divided by 2. Okay, by putting a formula, this one, low plus high divided by 2. Then evaluate this to the mid. Okay, whatever the value you get, so that value holds the mid value. Next, so else if element not found in the mid value, you need to check else if A of mid is less than the key element. If it is less than, you need to set the low to the mid plus 1. You need to add 1 to the whatever you got here for the mid value. Okay, then that's value you need to set to a low. Okay, set for the low. So otherwise you need to, if it is greater, then you set mid minus 1 to high. Okay, so whatever the mid value you have got, you need to decrement by 1, that is mid minus 1, and set this value to high. Okay, so repeat this process until you get the position of a key element. So next, end if and end while. Otherwise, if not at all present, the key element, what you are searching for, if not at all present in an array, then return minus 1. Okay, so this is how the binary search algorithm works. So next we will go with the another sorting technique, that is quick sort, where we have applied the same divide and conquer technique. Okay, so using that we are going to sort a given array. So quick sort is a sorting algorithm. So this is also based on the divide and conquer. So that picks an element as a pivot. Okay, so that we call it as a pivot element, and it partitions the given array around the picked pivot by placing the pivot in its correct position in the sorted array. Okay, it works on the principle of divide and conquer technique, and it breaks down the problem into smaller sub-problems. Okay, so how the quicksort is going to work? So this is also works based on the divide and conquer technique. So here it's going to pick one value, that is in the given array only, it's going to pick one value as a pivot element. Okay, so by keeping that pivot element, it is going to divide the given array into sub-problems, and after dividing, it's going to sort the arrays, and at last it is going to place that pivot element at the correct position. Okay, this is how the quicksort works. So let us look into a quicksort overview, how the idea works on the quicksort. First thing, pick a pivot element, then partition the array so that elements less than the pivot that comes before it. Okay, so if that is greater than the pivot, then it comes after the pivot element. Next, recursively apply the same logic to the left and right subarrays. Okay, so if my pivot element, for example, the pivot element is 4, so which are the numbers are lesser than the 4? So those numbers are placed, it may be 1, 2, 3. So those are placed in the left of the pivot element. So the numbers which are greater than the pivot element, that are placed on the right of the pivot element. Okay, so this is how it is going to place the numbers in the left and right by dividing the given array. Next, steps of quicksort. So which are the steps we need to follow to sort the given array? First thing, choose the pivot element. That means select a pivot. Example, so it may be the first element or a middle element or the last element in a given array. Okay, or it may be a random element. So any element you can choose from the given array elements. Okay, next, partition. So rearrange the elements around the pivot as I said here. Okay, so which are the lesser number, place it on the left side, which are greater, place it on the right side of the pivot element. So hence we need to solve it recursively. That means we are going to apply the quicksort recursively. Okay, apply the quicksort to the left and right of the subarrays. Okay, so this is how we need to follow the step for quicksort. Next, we will look into a pseudo code of the quicksort, how we need to write. So in the first part, it is telling, yes, we have an array and one low and high value, right? So if low is less than high, then it's going to partition. As I said, it's going to partition. Okay, so after choosing a pivot value, it's going to place the lesser numbers to the left of the array, and it's going to place the larger numbers to the right of the given array. Okay, so after placing that, it's going to apply pivot to A of high. So it's going to take I of I means it's going to take the last element as a pivot element. Okay. So if I starts from low minus 1. So for j to low to high, we need to do this. So compare and we need to increment the I value every time. Then if it is not arranged, then swap that A of I and A of j. Okay. Then end if. At last, we need to place that which was there in the I of I, that is pivot element, to its correct position. Okay, where the I incremented. So, okay, after solving all the sub-problems, after arranging all the sub-problems in a given array, so at last we need to place that pivot element in the correct position. Okay, by looking at the ith value. Okay, so this is how the quicksort works. So let us have one simple example here. Here I have taken an array which holds the elements, that is 4, 1, 8, 9, 3, 8, 1, 9, 4. So some of the numbers are repeated here. Let us have a look into it, how we can work on this. Here I have chosen a pivot element as a first element, that is 4. Okay. So which are the elements are lesser than the 4? I am going to place them in the left of the array. You can observe here. See 1, 3, 1, 4. So these are the lesser number 1, 3, 1, 4. These are placed on the left of the 4. So here 4 is a pivot element. So which are lesser than the 4, they are placed on the left of the 4. Then you can see 8, 9, 8, 9. These are greater numbers than the 4. Hence they are placed on the right of the 4. That is pivot element. Okay. Again it's divided into two subarrays. Why? Because again I chosen here one pivot element in a subarray. Okay. So one is a pivot element here. Again I am going to choose which are the lesser than the 1, because I have one more 1 here. So this will be placed on the left of the 1 and 1 is placed on the pivot element is placed, and next to 1, 3 and 4 are placed. Okay. Because these are greater numbers than the 1. Okay. Next, if we come to this side, here I have chosen 8 as a pivot element. So here one more 8 is there. This is placed before that 8 and 2 9s are placed after the 8. Understood? Again I am choosing this because it contains 2 numbers in this array, right, in this subarray. Again we can divide it into one more subarray. Hence I have chosen 3 here as a pivot element. So 3, nothing is there, right. So lesser than the 3, nothing is there. So I left it blank. So 4 will be the greater, right. So 4 is the greater number than the 3. Hence I am going to place it in the right of the 3. Here I am chosen 9 as a pivot element. So one more 9 comes here. So nothing is there greater than the 9. So this is how I have divided using the divide and conquer technique. That is, first I divided into 2 subarrays. Again the subarray is divided into 2 more. So till it comes to the 1 element in a subarray. Okay, I divided it. Now I am going to merge all these answers, okay, solutions, to get the solution for the main array. How I can get? See here 1 and 1. These comes, okay, these are placed in the 0th index and first index. Next comes 3 and 4. See, these are placed here. Now from this side 8 and 8. These are placed here, and 9 and 9. These are placed here. At last the pivot element is placed in its correct position. Okay. So this is how we can sort the given array using the quicksort method, okay, which uses the divide and conquer technique. So after solving this, we need to go with the analysis, right? So what is the time complexity? So it's going to take n log n in the best and average case. So whereas in the worst case, it's going to take big O of n square. Okay, as we are using divide and conquer technique, in the best and average case, the time complexity will be big O of n log n. It's going to take. So As in the worst case, it's going to take big O of n square. Okay, if pivot is smallest or largest, we need to repeatedly do this, right? That's why. Then what will be the space complexity then? The space complexity will be big O of log n. So due to the recursive call, due to recursion, so obviously the space complexity will be big O of log n. So this is how we are going to sort a given array using quick sort. Okay. So next we have merge sort. So it is also a popular divide and conquer sorting algorithm. So it works by dividing the array into smaller subarrays and sort them, then merge that sorted subarrays to produce the final sorted arrays. So in this merge sort, we are not going to have any pivot key or a searching key. So it's just going to divide the given array into subarrays and finding the solutions for those subarrays, and last we are going to merge the solutions of subarrays to find the solution for the main array. So hence we call it as a merge sort. So what are the steps we need to follow in merge sort? First thing is divide. That means splits the given array into two halves. Okay, split the given array into two halves, then conquer. That means recursively sort the two halves which we are divided. Next, combine. After recursively finding the solution for the subarrays, then at last we need to combine. That means merge the two sorted halves into one sorted array. The solution what we have got for the subarrays, we need to merge that to get the solution for the main array. Okay, so this is how we need to follow the step for merge sort. So what are the steps the algorithm follows? If this array has 1 or 0 elements, then we can say it's already sorted. If the array contains only 1, that means 1 element. Hence we can say it's already sorted. Otherwise, we need to divide the array into two halves. Recursively apply the merge sort to both the halves, then merge the two sorted halves into one. Okay, these are the steps we need to follow in the merge sort algorithm. Let us have a look into simple example here. Here they have given the array, that is 6, 5, 12, 10, 9 and 1. See, I have divided into two halves. So here 6, 5, 12 and 10, 9, 1. Again it's divided into two halves. 6, 5, 12, 10, 9, 1. Again, this is divided into another subarray till we get a single element at last. Okay. So here in this step we can observe all the elements are divided into a single elements, are placed, right, as a single element. Now compare between this 6 same, then 5 and 12. So 5 is lesser than 12, hence it is placed merging. Okay, here merging process occurs. So 5 is lesser than 12, hence 5 is placed before the 12. Next, in 10. So 10 is not compared with anyone. So 9 and 1 are compared. 1 is lesser than 9, hence 1 is placed before the 9. Now, while combining these three values, so 6 and 5, compare 6 and 5. 5 is lesser than 6, hence swap this. Okay. 5 comes place in the 6 and 6 comes in the place of 5. 5 comes before the 6 and 12. Okay. Now compare 6 and 12. So 6 is lesser than 12. So no swapping here. So 6 is placed in the same place. While combining these three, okay, check with one another. So 1 is lesser than 10. Hence 1 is placed before 9 and 10. Okay. So compare 9 and 10. So 9 is lesser than the 10. Hence 9 is placed before the 10. Okay. Then while combining these two solutions of subproblems, now compare with the first element. So compare this one with all these three. So 1 is lesser than all these three. Hence place the 1 value before 5, 6 and 12. Then again compare this 9 with all this. So hence it is larger than the 10 and lesser than the 12. Hence place that, okay, before the 10 and 12. While combining, you need to compare with all the elements and you need to merge. Okay. So hence we got at last the sorted array. In the increasing order, we have sorted it using the merge sort algorithm. Okay. So this is how we can solve the given unsorted array to a sorted array using merge sort. By this, I am ending this session. In the next session, I am going to discuss regarding the unit 3, which holds the topic greedy method. Okay. Till then, keep studying. Thank you.